Presented by Church Tech U, it's the ProPresenter show. On today's show, how to make special lyrics for, say, an LED wall that's different from the lyrics that you show on your live stream or another screen. Hi, and welcome to the ProPresenter show. This is the show where I teach you all about ProPresenter. My name's Paul Allen Clifford. And before we get started, if you've ever run into an issue where you didn't want to make a video just for one screen, but it's going to have a different number of lyrics, different number of words on it than the main screen, so you want to do all that in ProPresenter, go ahead, give me a like, thumbs up, and join the over 11,000 other people who have subscribed to this channel and clicked on the bell icon. So, my church has an LED wall. Actually, we've got 3. We've replaced our side projectors with LED walls as well. So, we've gone really far into this. And I was noticing the other day, because I'm not the one that creates the videos. It used to be that if there was anything on a screen at all in my church, I had at least touched it. No longer the case. We've got other people that do that. But I had noticed that we had a kind of a lyric video on the middle LED wall that had a different number of lines on it than the lower thirds that are on the side LED walls. So I thought, well, could I do that in ProPresenter? Yeah, actually I can. So I thought that I would show you how to do it and give you some ideas about pitfalls to avoid when you're going through this process, because I've tried out a couple of alternate ways to do it that people often suggest, and they come with their own downsides. So let's head over to my computer and take a look. So here we are in ProPresenter, and I've got a song right here. And so the first thing I want to do, this song is it's just like a regular set of lyrics. Notice, 2 lines, etc. This song is, of course, public domain, so I cannot get in trouble for showing it. So we're good to go. This is a hymn by the Wesley Brothers, so left over from my days in seminary. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we are going to edit this song. So let's right-click, edit slide. And I've already done what I need to do with this first and second slide. Let me show you what I'm doing here in the third and fourth slide. So this is just verse 1. I'm going to show you how to do this. So I'm going to click on it, then double click here so that it selects in here, and then Command A on a Mac selects all the text within that text box. I could also do Control A on Windows, so that should copy over fine. Now, speaking of copy, Command C to copy it, and then I'm going to click down here and Command V. Again, Windows Control C, Control V. So there we go, and I've got the stuff down here. Great. That's good. Now I need to do that for this last slide as well. So this, I tried to do this a couple of different ways, and I'll tell you why I chose to do it this way. Because apart from one thing, there are it would work, and it might appear easily to work a little bit more easily, but there is going to be a downside if you do it. So, okay. So now I have it copied into the slide notes section. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click and duplicate this slide. Do that for slide number 2. Duplicate. So we've got and can it be, died he. Next slide, right click, duplicate. Last slide in this first, right click, duplicate. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and edit each of these slides here so that they only show the number of lines that I want to show up on the LED wall. And I'll tell you why I'm doing that here in just a moment. So let's just make this one line long here. So click in here, select all that, and delete it. Now for the second one, select the top line and delete that, and continuing on, make this into just one line. By the way, this would also work for if I wanted to have, let's say, 4 lines in person and 2 lines for the live stream. This part would do exactly the same thing. So I could do that. So that's one way to do that. Hey there, aspiring ProPresenter Pro. Are you tired of getting tangled up in tech trouble? Want to impress your congregation with mind-blowing visuals? Well, look no further. Introducing ProPresenter 7 training at Church Tech U, your secret weapon for unlocking ProPresenter's full potential. Join me as I dive into the world of captivating presentations, smooth transitions, and jaw-dropping effects. From beginner basics to advanced tips and tricks, I've got you covered. Don't miss out on this amazing opportunity. Visit churchtechu.com/free trial for a free month now. Did I mention it's free? And revolutionize your ProPresenter game. Your congregation will thank you. For this next slide, slide 5, I'm actually instead going to go into reflow. And let's just clean this up a bit, so if I go into the reflow editor, what I can do is put my cursor where I want it to go and insert a blank slide. So had I done that before I duplicated it, I wouldn't even need to do the duplicating. So that's something else I can do here. I'm going to actually, that's slide 8. So let's see. Let's disable slide 8 there. So, and then slide 9. Okay. So 5, amazing love, how can it be that thou, my God, should die for me? Let's disable slide 7 as well, and then this slide 9 is the last one that we want, and we'll just split that. So, by the way, instead of clicking this on the Mac, it's Option Enter. I think it's probably Control Return, Control Enter on Windows, Option Enter on the Mac. Sorry, I forget which is return and which is enter. So I could do it that way as well. So now if we go back into show mode, you'll notice that if I click on this, it just puts up one line at a time. And now I could go through and make it a little more artistic. So let's see, let's right click and edit slide here. And go to the first slide, and let's say I want to split that right there, and I want to make this top line a little bit larger so that it is like that, but now I want this to be all caps, so I change regular. Actually, capitalization to all caps. And maybe that means this needs to be a little bit bigger. Okay, and then I go down to 2, and enter, and I'm going to make these both all caps. Capitalization all caps, and maybe interest all caps. So I could go through there and emphasize different things. So that is the first part of this. And so when we go back here, that looks a little bit better for what I'm looking for, emphasizing individual words, etc. But how do I put the entire thing that's now split up on 2 slides onto the other screen? Well, I need to create a theme. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new theme. So go into Theme Editor. And let's click on the double arrows and go down to New Theme. And I'm going to call this LED Wall Song. And then save. And make sure that that's the resolution of the, in my case, side screens, or the resolution of the live stream, whatever. And now I'm going to just click this as it is, and then go to visibility, and all of the following conditions are met, or any, doesn't matter, one or the other of those, because I'm only going to do one condition, and that condition is choose slide object text, and instead of has text, I'm going to say does not have text. So basically what I'm saying is that text box, don't show it unless it does not have text. So that won't show the artistic text box. But I need another text box. So I'm going to click on the plus here, text. And this text box, I'm going to go to linked text. Here, let me hide myself there. Linked text. And then go to, let's do current slide. And not text, but notes. Now I could preserve notes format if I wanted to go into the notes and format them a certain way. But instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to, let's say, make this a lower third. So make sure that I select this particular one, and I'm going to do like that, and just so that it's kind of obvious, let's go into shape, and I'm going to fill the shape with blue is fine, but let me click on this, and I'm going to change the opacity of that color. Okay. So now, going back into show, let's keep the audience screen here as the special one, and let's go into edit looks, and I'm going to create a new look preset by clicking this little plus button right here, and let's call this LED wall lyrics, and ignore this one because that's for a different tutorial. I should have probably gotten rid of that screen earlier, but for now that's all I need. Alpha, this is the one that we're going to pretend is for the side screens, or it's for my live stream, whatever. I'm going to click on it and select the new theme that I just made, which was LED wall text, I think. Yeah, LED wall song. There we go. Select that. And now if I click make live, oh, I forgot to disable the announcements layer, which I'm using for this. So let's ignore that real quick. And now let's make that live. Okay. So now since that's live, this looks still like I expect it to for the LED wall. And then if I go to alpha, and let's click on the first one there, notice that when I go between these two, this does not appear to change. And that's because the transition, I could do either cut or dissolve, and it wouldn't affect it because it's dissolving between the exact same thing or cutting between the exact same thing. So while it's technically switching, it's switching so quickly, in my case within a 30th of a second, could be within a 60th of a second, that we couldn't tell the difference anyway. There's no gap in between those. So that's how this one can have just that one line, and this one can have just that one line, and this has both of those lines. So I just continue to go through, reformat all of these the way that I want them to, and on the secondary screen it's going to be like this. So probably for every song that has this, the first thing I'm going to do is right click and add an action and change the audience look to the LED wall lyrics, and then go from there. And that's going to do that fine. So it shows on the audience that, and on the live stream or the side screens it shows that. And so that is how you can have specially formatted lyrics on the LED wall and a different number of lyrics on a different screen. By the way, two quick things to do. Sometimes people say instead of using visibility to have another text box and drag that off the screen. The problem with doing that is that it's still going to show up, that second text box is still going to show up in the stage screen. So in this example, I would have had, and can it be that I should gain, and then it would have a second text box with, and can it be that I should gain an interest in the Savior's blood. So it would be kind of confusing to have a duplicate of one of the two lines. So that's why I didn't do that particular thing. So just keep that in mind. That's why they created the visibility shortcut there, so that you can make things invisible or what have you. But keep in mind that if it's showing anything other than a linked text box, it will show up duplicated like that. So you don't want to do that. So that's how to do this hack, to show a different number of lines on different screens and format them differently and stuff like that. Oh, one other thing. The reason that I could have just as easily done it in reverse, where I had the shorter line in the notes section, but the reason that I did that is because the operator will follow along with the shorter number of lines, changing it from time to time. If you did it the other way, the operator would have to remember, okay, when I get done with the first line, I have to change to the second line, even though it's two duplicate slides in a row in this case. So that's why I did that. And so that's how to do that in ProPresenter 7. If you like this content, you'd probably like my ProPresenter 7 Quick Start course, so head on over to TDM.fyi/pro, the number 7, and quick. Give me your name and email address, and I'll make a login for you for free. Until next time, this is Paul Allen Clifford from TrinityDigitalMedia.com and ChurchTechU.com, reminding you to go out and change eternity.